We begin in a tavern as a band that you guys have seen perform in the lower city gets up on stage, the steam-powered hippos, and begin a little jive. Their steam-powered instruments bubbling up with noise. There's not that many people here tonight. It is very early in the morning at this point, but in this part of the Shard, somewhere between the Grease Theater and the Rabble Rousers Club, this dingy little saloon with beds to rent, away from the main cobblestone roads, can always be a haven, or a place to gather information, or maybe a place to even find a job, or pick a fight. But there's one thing that's really nice for the pair of you. I'm assuming your characters have met before.
I had assumed we worked together regularly, but works for me.
Works. And that's that the proprietor of this bar, the aged Bartleby, as well as his bartender slash assistant, Clarice, don't mind if there's a wolf in the building, at least as long as it's not biting or attacking anywhere.
When you put it like that, which characters are we? Do we have?
I haven't made things for you guys.
Okay.
We probably should have done that before I did this whole intro.
I am this
Maybe we can
D20.
just use one of our other characters' tokens.
What'd you say?
I am this D20.
Yep. I might have something you guys can use temporarily.
Here,
That guy, this guy can be Josh, maybe.
Which guy? Sure.
Somebody just moved it.
The Colt Melee? Sure, I can be a Colt Melee.
I don't know if I've got anything particularly good for you, Chris.
As long as it's visually distinct.
Yeah, that's a part when we're winging a session.
That guy. And this can be your wolf. He's not this big, though. But we should make assets for each of you and your wolf before the next time we use these characters. And you guys are over here. It's the Cellar Beast for now. That won't bring back terrifying memories. You guys are probably coming down the steps right now. You see, as you're entering, a lot of low city workers at the food tables. You also see, a couple regulars. You see over by where the band is playing, Esmeralda, who's in here often, sometimes on stage herself, as she is kind of a renowned singer in the Shard. When she's not doing that, she's usually smoking and watching the tavern, waiting for a conversation or maybe the attention of a rich man. Whatever she can get, whatever wanders through this part of the Shard that can benefit her. Additionally, you see Alton, who's a regular patron here. You also see another figure. They're sitting right over here, kind of near where Alton is. You don't know who this is, but you guys immediately notice that he has a badge on the breast of his vest. So he's probably some kind of city watch member. Specific in the lower district, they are often called... Came up with a name for this. And when it matters, I forget. They're called... Oh, they're the Aethergarde Constabulary. So, this guy is probably of a similar rank to the constables your other characters met outside of Lambeth, but the Constabulary in Aethergarde handles specifically like the lower city.
Is this normal we come to like look for work or
Yeah, or just it's a place where you can buy drugs and alcohol. And the two of you are having a slow, uneventful night in the Shard as of now.
I'm just gonna tap the side of my nose. Going to check on some packages.
Yes, the nose packages.
Well, you don't have to say
None
it
of
like
us-
that.
You get that from Esmeralda generally. She's not
I would-
necessarily like a drug dealer, but she often has that on her, and she likes you, so she cuts you off. So,
I would head on over to her.
all right. What are you doing?
I'm gonna just turn and like mutter to Luna like, he thinks it's such a secret, but we all know. I'll go up to the bar and get a drink. This is
Okay.
the bar over there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go up to the bar and get a drink and some kind of meat for Luna.
Okay. At the bar, Bartleby finishes cleaning off some glasses, and he passes out some drinks. Then the crowd kind of breaks away a little bit. Ah, Bernie, welcome back.
Good evening.
You know, it's not often enough we see you here in the spilled oil. What I'm trying to say is you should be coming every day.
Well, you know, as work allows.
Fair enough, the usual.
Yes, indeed.
And he'll pour you a cold ale, and he'll set on a wooden platter. He'll set like a hunk, essentially, of raw meat.
I will put that down at my feet for Luna, and then I will just start drinking and kind of keeping an ear out for anything. Have you heard any interesting rumors or people needing help, Bartleby?
You notice as you ask this, you notice this guy kind of get his drink, move away from the wolf that's tearing apart the raw meat by his feet, kind of go over to this table. He'll smile, like Bartleby catches that too, and he like kind of smiles watching the guy move to the side, and then he levels at you and shakes his head. It's been strangely quiet tonight, actually.
Well, as nice as that is, it doesn't help fill the pocketbook, does it?
He'll shake his head. No, honestly, I expected there to be quite a lot of activity. The Steam Runners Union has been, well, striking for... seems like all through Laelion. I'm sure things will get interesting soon, especially if the upper districts decide to bring their hands down. Perhaps the workers will take it into their own hands first this time.
That is the only way they'll ever succeed.
They'll think about that for a minute. Yeah, you're probably right. Cutting across from your conversation. Philium, you slide into the seat, kind of ignoring the loud music vibrating off of the stage. Esmeralda smiles at you. Oh, dear. It's been a few days.
How's your evening going?
Oh, you know, a little of this, a little of that. Not much activity tonight. Certainly no interesting prospects.
Well, that is unfortunate. You wouldn't have happened to get some powder in, would you?
She'll smile. Of course, dear. She'll sit down a bag, and she'll slowly start to slide it towards you, and then she'll stop. I'll need you to be paying back that tab soon.
Just as soon as I find work.
She chuckles, and she slides it the rest of the way to you. Because you're... well, I've got a sweet spot for you.
That's why we love you.
She'll chuckle. Anyway, I'd consider getting home soon. I had heard that some things might be going down tonight.
Things like what?
Well, the Steam Runners Union and their strike has created quite a bit of strife with the constabulary. I wouldn't be surprised if some more zealous citizens decided to take things into their own hands before the suns come up, if you know what I mean. Just rumors I heard. Whispers in the alleys.
Well, I think I should do quite the opposite then. Go investigating. Where people are awry, there should be something happening. Somebody willing to, perhaps lose track of their money at least.
Just remember, it doesn't matter if it's a maddened rioter or an agitated constable. You're bound to get hurt out there.
Well, sometimes you need to live a little dangerously, no? I'll just rap the table a couple times and give a quick nod and walk off.
You hear her chuckle behind you, and she kind of looks down at her sherry, and then she tips it back. I'll drink to that.
I'll give a wave without looking back.
You start coming back this way. You see he's kind of positioned himself at the bar over here.
Yeah, I'll walk up to him.
You find your goods.
That I did. I also heard of something fun happening in town, perhaps. Some rioters, maybe. Unhappy union, that sort of thing.
Yes, Bartleby was just telling me a bit about that.
So we're going, right?
I mean, I think there's money to be made.
Bartleby will hold up a hand. I don't know if I recommend that course of action. You have to understand that if enough of them are organized, the streets could be on fire. Much better to stay here and have a few drinks, if you ask me.
Yes, but that is where the work is.
Fair enough. Although I had thought with your reputation for solving things, you might want to wait for the aftermath to clear in the morning and then see what work has procured itself.
Well, I
We
suppose I
could wait
could
for
do
the
that.
constabulary. Didn't you say there was somebody here from the constabulary?
This guy is.
Can I just look over? Is he like listening in on any of this? Am I getting like any
Make a perception roll.
perception
test?
or
Yeah.
insight?
It could be either one, I think, in this situation. It's against a target number of 10.
I will do perception then because I'm better at that. Shit, this doesn't have my rates and power on it. I still fucked up the sheet. 8. I didn't do that great.
Oh, Josh.
I have
8?
2 ranks and power.
It looks like he's just drinking his drink to you. He seems like he might be off duty.
No, he
I'll
doesn't
go up
seem
to him
too
and like
concerned.
grab his shoulder. Well, what do you say, my
It's
man?
very silly that
Is there any news
well,
happening?
news?
You are part of the constabulary, are you not?
Yes. Wait a minute. Do I know you?
We
You
have
very
worked
well
with
may.
your associates before.
Are you that crackpot they were having a look at crime scenes a while back?
I have looked at many a crime scene.
Yeah, didn't
And
we
he
have
is a
to
bit of a
kick you out of
crackpot.
a crime scene that you weren't supposed to be in?
Quite possibly. Though that's off the record, of course.
Okay.
He's like trying to like kind of calculate everything, and as he is, you guys hear what sounds like some commotion from somewhere outside up the staircase.
Well, I think duty is calling. At least to take a look. I'm gonna run up the stairs.
All right. As you turn away from him, you get about this far, and you realize. Well, make a perception.
Both of us or just him?
You both could. It
It's
would
my
be against a
perception.
target number of 6.
Pass 6.
10.
As this is happening,
5.
well, just you notice that these guys have all gone and braced this path, and it looks like both of these guys are pulling out alcohol bottles, possibly primed, and this guy here has an actual pistol in his hand.
Or it seems the party is down here.
This one turns and he glares at you when the three of you stop, and he glares even harder when he sees Luna. Ugh, just get out of the way. Our problem's not with you, it's with him. And he kind of points his gun past at the constable, who turns and looks back and says, oh shit. And he like steps down off the seat because he kind of realizes what's happening too. You see Bartleby and Clarice both kind of like look towards you guys as you're surveying the situation, and then look at the constable, and then both just kind of slip under the bar. This guy is passed out on the bar, by the way, so he has no idea what's going on.
Well, I would like to warn you. Our services are not free, Bartleby.
Bartleby will poke his head up and say, can you prevent them from trashing the bar?
Probably.
There'll be some money in it for you if you do, and then he's gonna duck back down. Fucking crazy. He clearly thinks you guys are gonna die.
I think I'm gonna die as well.
But take a hit of your nose candy first, and you won't care that much.
As you're thinking that, you hear Luna like growling at them.
Well,
And
Bernard,
then
are you ready?
he'll shake the gun at you again, like he's giving you another chance to just step aside. Last warning.
We're going to do this, so we might as well just do it.
Just one moment. I'll take a quick bump.
He watches you. I think I'll be taking that off of you too. And then he's gonna fire his gun. And I need you to make a dodge roll against a 6. And I need you to calculate your party's initiative.
So what did we decide was added to initiative?
Let's go with
wisdom.
wisdom.
Okay, then I add 2.
Okay.
I have 4.
Okay, so 6.
I got
That-
10 dodge.
That ties with them. So what's the highest agility on your guys' team?
I have a 2.
Okay, you guys are going first. You dodge to the side as the bullet rings out. You see the constable stumble off and fall into a prone position, and he's like wrenching his gun out of his breast pocket holster.
Any help you could give us would be fantastic, sir.
Yeah, I was thinking that I'd just sober up real quick. And then he like
You like
pulls the gun
getting
out and
shot
he's
at
like waving
to
it in
help
front
with
of him.
that. Would you like to go first, Chris?
He'll be in your guys' initiative.
Sure. I'm gonna...
I'll go for the other. Go for Pistol Boy. I got the other 2.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go for the guy who just shot at me.
Just so you know, there's 6 of them.
Well, right now we're going to deal with these front 3, okay, Matt?
All right. You move in and go to attack.
Fucking hero play.
You draw the sword from the cane. I
I'm
take it.
just saying.
All right. He got a dodge roll of a 6.
Ares
So I roll my
standing in the path
agility offense.
of-
Yes?
Yes. And you have a bonus equal to your agility because of the weapon craft feature as well.
I had a very specific goal.
Yeah, the main weapon craft feature just gives you a bonus equal to whatever that weapon uses.
Oh.
So you've got like a flat bonus from that main feature as well.
On
Just
purpose.
That's only when you're using weapons. So if you ever have to
Okay.
fight like unarmed, then you don't get that.
Okay. So my
But you have like a
sheet is
base
wrong
knowledge
then,
of weapon use.
But I'll get a plus my agility, so a plus 2 bonus to the roll.
So what was the total?
Yeah.
You just need to beat a
Just to
6.
dispel the
I
murder
got
me.
a 13.
Okay, yeah. You sink the blade into him. What's your total damage right now with your short blade?
It's just 1, right?
No.
Or do
If
I
you have
add
no
damage?
damage upgrades, then yes.
I don't think I have any damage.
He's not wearing armor,
But-
so he's not going to mitigate it.
I do reduce armor rating by 3 with deadly precision.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Got the short blade master.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
shit's
no
good.
armor, so he takes the damage and he stumbles back. He's still up, but another strike like that, he'll probably go down.
You could just give up now, sir.
Or I could shoot you in your fucking face.
It'll take a bit for us to
Alright.
get used to it.
Do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next.
Okay.
I'll run up to this first one here.
Okay.
And actually, can I get kind of next to both of them here?
I'd say that one range band is 6 inches on this board.
I can only move one range band because my agility sucks, huh?
Probably. Yes,
Okay.
on him.
I'd be able to make it to this guy. I'll go there. I will command Luna to defend me.
She moves up at your side.
And as I'm running forward, my nails will just grow out longer into claws, and I will just claw the shit out of this first guy here.
Sure. What the hell? And then you just like leap at him.
14 to hit.
Yeah, he does not dodge out of that.
We will go with 2 slashing, so he also has a bleed effect if 2 isn't enough to kill him.
That brings him down.
All right, sweet. Can I move the extra 1 inch?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, no, I tripped over him. And bring Luna up with me.
Yeah, she's going to hold her deed to attack somebody who attacks you as a reaction.
Well, she with the defend command, she just gets that as a reaction.
Oh, okay. Well, then she's not
So she
going to hold her
doesn't have
deed.
to
She's
hold
going
her
to claw
deed for
this
that.
guy. But unfortunately, she misses him.
It's all right, Luna. You're still thinking about that nice meat chomp over there.
You guys hear a shot ring out as he fires a bullet and just caves this dude. Takes him out. Ugh, that was lucky. I was seeing 6 of them.
Well, you hit
But
the
when you
correct
fire
one.
to a crowd, you're bound to hit someone.
He's gonna move up to here. He pulls out a club-like object that he's just kind of picked up. This other guy moves to there, and he pulls out a knife, and he moves in to stab you with the knife. And he launches in on you, Chris. I apologize. Philium.
It's
It's
fine.
pronounced Philium.
It's left.
Philium.
Philium.
Like William with a f. instead.
Yeah, with a f. Okay, good. I was doing right. Philium. Howl. He launches in at you, attempting to attack you.
Someone has to
Okay.
die anyway.
I will attempt to perfect parry with my reaction.
Alright.
I mean,
Since
try
that can
not
be
to
used
kill it, I
against
guess, but
melee weapons.
Sure can. He rolled a 10 against you.
I rolled a 12. I parry it.
Okay. You parry it. Does not deal a damage.
No.
Okay.
I
And
thought
then this,
I just blocked the
Does that have
attack,
different-
taking no wounds.
Yeah.
James must be doing something else.
James has a different one.
This guy moves in as well. He's gonna go straight in with the club at Luna. And he does hit her as she yelps out. He hits her full. She takes 1 wound. She takes 1 wound from that hit. And then we go back to the top of the order, and you guys can respond as the rioters try to take control of the tavern. The band just keeps playing, by the way.
Wouldn't expect
I can hear
anything
it.
else.
It's good. I am going to go into a little bit of a rage seeing that he just attacked Luna, and I'm going to dive at him, and as I dive at him, my fangs and teeth just grow a lot longer and a lot sharper, and I'm just going to rip out his jugular
Okay.
with my teeth.
And as you're doing that, Luna's going to proc the attack the defense she should have procced on this guy when he attacked you, actually.
You never said anybody attacked me.
Didn't this guy attack you?
No, you said some guy attacked Luna, and then you told us it was
That
our
was this
turn.
guy. Okay. All right. Keep going.
I mean, if he attacked me, I could roll a defense, but
Now it's cool.
okay.
Make your attack.
11.
11. You roar out. Luna howls with you as you dive in on him, and you successfully hit him. I rolled a 10. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
2, I guess, piercing for fighting through a jugular.
Yeah. Piercing. All right. What is the piercing effect?
That's a good question. That is a very good question.
We
Let's
should
see.
look that up because he is not down from that.
Let's see.
Chris, would you like to make an attack?
Yes, I would. I'll go against the guy with the gun still.
Okay.
Just
Okay, if you
finish
get
him up
fixated,
since
run along the hook.
he is still up.
Yeah. You rolled an 8.
I hopefully rolled more than that. 13.
Yep. You stab him again. He drops the pistol on the ground in front of him, and he falls to the ground.
Piercing. When a creature takes piercing damage, its attributes dice on attack rolls on its following turn move down 1 step.
Okay. All right. So his attacks are weaker on his next turn. That's pretty good.
And then I'll turn to the other guy next to me. I did give him the option to surrender. I give you the same option.
When I kill you, I'm gonna take that fancy cane.
Hearing Philium say that, I'll turn to the guy that just kind of stood there last turn and go, "You also have the option to run." And I'll turn to the guy I just ripped his jugular. "You are going to die for your offenses."
This guy's starting to back up, and he uses his double move to basically just try to get out of the place. One of them listened to you.
Sure you don't want to
Oh.
listen to your friend?
The guy with the bloody
Pick up.
claws and the
Persuasion.
blood just fucking dripping down his face.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
I'm not good at it.
First is 6. Don't forget you guys have momentum.
4.
4. Okay. I think I'm gonna stay, and I'm gonna kill you.
I thought you might.
Then Luna mauls this guy, and he goes down screaming.
Perfect.
Then this guy is going to attempt to fire. It rings off of the bar to the left of your ear. Sorry about that.
I'll look to the guy again. You know, one of these days, that bar could be your head.
What? And then the guy in front of you swings at you, Chris, and he got a 10 to hit you with his knife.
I will dodge. Dodge is agility, right?
Yep, it sure is. It's an agility skill test. You got a 10, so that's what the target number is.
Oh, 7.
Okay. All right, he does hit you. He deals 1 damage to you with his knife.
Oh, I have something for that. Anticipation. Additionally, you gain a damage reduction of 1 when you are not wearing armor.
Perfect. Yeah, you managed to sidestep it.
Did
He
this
almost
guy
had me.
go down when Luna mauled him?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
So, yeah, you want to rush that dude?
Yeah, I'll move over there. I don't have any other deeds or anything left, but I'll just get in position at the end of my turn.
You might want to watch out on your right.
He turns as you're diving at him. This is a new round, so you could attack him.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll, you know what? I might as well go for the trifecta. I'll get the left hand bloodied now. I got the right. I got the mouth. Let's get every point bloodied up.
Okay.
Seven.
He rolled a 4. I don't think I successfully dodged a single attack this combat.
I'm not sure you did. Two slashing damage.
You bring
on
him
my
down.
claws.
As he's collapsing. Well, I did give you the option to surrender.
You did. I heard you.
You hear some bone crunching and some gnawing as Luna's just kind of fiddling with that corpse now.
Have I ever said often enough how glad I am you are on my side, my friend?
You can never say that too much.
I'm glad you're on my side.
Bartleby stands up straight from behind the bar and he crosses his arms looking at the bloody scene, and then he glares at both of you and he says, well, you saved the tavern, but you don't get the pay until those bodies are out back in the alley.
Could have, failed a 10.
We're on
got a
it.
9.
You're welcome, by the
Nine
way.
back up to
I
the
just
10,
grab a handkerchief
yeah.
and clean off the blood from my sword before I sheath it
She's
again.
getting really, really
I'll
Okay.
grab,
Clarice
like,
will nod and say thank you.
I'm gonna assume there's like rag or napkins or
Sure, yeah.
something.
I mean, there's a lot of
I'll-
bloody tablecloths that are
Yeah,
probably
I'll just grab
disgusting.
like some clean tablecloth and just start like wiping off all of the blood from me.
Although, this, and I'll point to where the constable shot the bar, this is on his tab.
Constable, we should talk about that tab. And he starts to walk down this way as the constable like.
Gonna
Of note, as you guys are moving the bodies out into the alley, of note, you do find man, I can't remember what the money is called. I'm failing tonight. I already ran a D&D session today, so I'm gonna land on that.
I mean, you kind of threw this one together at the last second. So,
I have
So is it the coats or is there something else?
Yeah. So it's the Dakotas and the Demarks. So between them, you guys do find like 30 Dakotas. Is that the base? That's the baseline one, I think.
15 Dakotas each.
Yeah. And then you also find one of their Molotov cocktails is still intact. You would be able to use a deed to light that and throw it and create like a small ball of flame, basically.
I'll leave that to you, my friend. I don't particularly like fire.
Also,
Not a problem.
Chris, your character would have found the pistol and extra ammo that guy had. It's a light ranged weapon.
So like a revolver.
It's basically a revolver, yeah.
As
It's not. It's actually like probably like a 2-shot load, but
Oh, gotcha.
it's got reload too, and it's a light pistol.
as the battle ends and we're getting ready to drag the corpses out, I'm gonna walk up to Luna and go, who's a good girl? And I'm gonna charge my hands and cast healing. It cast heal at level 1 while I'm
Okay.
patting her.
One.
Rubbing her ears.
Gets her back to 2 health, and she
Which
kind of
is, I
she kind of
believe,
leans
for max.
into it and lets out one of those low happy growls.
Mhm. Oh yes, who's a good girl?
One
Alright.
by one, you start to take the bodies out into the alley. There's a cart out back that you're basically able to dump them in, where they can be picked up from when street scavenges happen in the morning by the city. As the two of you put that last one down, you have this moment in the cold of the alley where everything seems fairly quiet. And all around you that you can hear is just kind of the ambience of this city, really. The Shard is the largest of the lower districts. It houses business, it houses almost everything that the people in the lower cities rely on outside of Bethel Hill, because every other area is just like an industrial work zone at this point in the city's history. As the two of you are standing there, kind of taking that in for a moment, the bodies left out, your job complete, ready to collect on your task. There's a pair of footsteps. You can hear them approaching from the far side of the alley. And as this figure in cap and cape is getting closer, you see somebody a little too eccentric and well-dressed to not go unnoticed in the Shard, stepping out of the shadows. He's tall and slender with a gaunt humanoid frame. He appears to be male. He's got kind of greasy, long black hair tucked back under his bowled hat. And he raises an eyebrow, dusting his gloves off hand in hand as he stops. Something more than oil spilled in the tavern tonight?
Well, they were planning to light the place up.
Well, we all know oil and fire do not mix well.
He nods. Very true. That can be a combustible situation. He watches the two of you kind of closely. And as he does, you hear some alarms sound as more chaos starts to erupt in the city. I think it's going to be a long night in Aethergarde. Two of you might want to get home.
Let me try and get a read on this guy.
Sure. You want to make an insight roll?
Yeah.
I'd like to as well, if I can.
Go for it. The target number is 15.
Well, I cannot pass that.
Even with momentum?
If I use momentum, I could get it if I maxed out.
So you should use momentum, is what you're saying.
I got
You
9.
get a 15.
Got a 9?
I'm not going to spend momentum on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
This
roll
guy's-
just to see if it would have mattered, but...
This guy is very hard for you guys to read. He does seem more amused than concerned. He seems like almost unnaturally kind of like at home in the situation in the dark alley at night. Like he seems very comfortable.
See you in this sort of chaos often.
I wouldn't say that, but you know what they say. If you studied history close enough, rise and fall is inevitable. I'm sure it is inevitable for Aethergarde, just like everywhere else.
To fall, you mean?
Well, the whole city lights on fire. What would you expect? Or perhaps this is just a prelude to something bigger coming down the road. Building to a crescendo, like some kind of classic orchestral piece. We'll find out, won't we?
I'm sure we will.
Anyways, I have an appointment to be getting to. Do stay safe tonight.
And what was your name?
He's kind of like walked around you because he was making his way towards the opposite side of the alley, and he stops as you ask that, and he turns and he smiles at you and he says, You can call me Stolas.
And stay safe tonight, Stolas.
I will, Philium. I will. And then he'll continue walking away.
I don't like that he knew my name.
I don't really like that man at all. I feel like he might have already been orchestrating some of this.
Certainly seems like it. Oh, we can go see what's happening over there after we get our money, or we can hang out in the tavern overnight.
As you ask that, you hear a scream from inside of the tavern below the steps.
Or we can hurry back down in.
Yep. Oh, as we're running in, I just want to turn into another wolf.
Okay. You turn into a wolf, and Philium, you reach the bottom of the steps with 2 wolves following you.
I hate when you do that without telling me you're going to do that.
You see the few people that were still left over in the tavern, they all seem to be grouped around the stage, and the music has stopped.
I would run towards the stage.
You kind of force your way through the small crowd, and you see the band standing at the edge of the stage looking down with concern, and you would see scattered, still, deathly whites on the floor is Esmeralda. Clarice is on her knees next to her, like sobbing softly.
Does she have a pulse?
I don't think so.
Here, step
I
aside.
don't know how to check.
I'm going to do my best to check out her vitals.
You can make a natural or formal sciences.
Can I pick up any smells or scents or anything that might be new or
Make a
There was
perception test against a target number of 12. It is easy for you, so it goes down to a 9.
I got a 12 natural sciences.
Okay. You do check her pulse. She does appear to be dead.
I got exactly anything.
Some other things that you get from that natural sciences roll is it seems like she's gone white incredibly fast for this to be something that just happened.
Did you see what happened?
I just heard an exclamation from... And then she looks around to the 2 or 3 other guys that were sitting in the crowd in front of the band, and the one that was sitting in the seat closest, that center seat that you remembered, he turns and he looks at you and he says, she exclaimed something like a word. She choked it out. Sounded like she could barely say it, and then she just fell to the ground.
And what word was that? Did you catch it? Think, man. Think.
Make an intimidation roll.
Four.
He looks at you. She said phantasm.
Phantasm. Hey Bernard, do you smell anything over here? Anything off, it is?
What'd you get?
A 9. I got exactly the numbers.
Hey!
Last one.
When you sniff at the corpse, something is definitely...
Is it something I can track?
There's like a sour scent in the air.
I'm gonna, like, when I go up and smell that, you'll kind of get that, like, you know how dogs can kind of like, I'm just gonna be like trying to wipe my nose of it and scrunch up with my paw. Because sniffing around, can I track that anywhere, or is it
There's
like,
not really like a
just
trace.
around her body?
Make another perception test. This one's a 15.
I can technically get that. Is that before the easy or after the easy?
That's before the easy, so it will go down to a 12.
Okay. Good. I can do that. I can do that. Come on, dice. Don't fail me now. They failed me. I got a 9 again.
If I called the momentum thing a deal with the warp, would you do it more often?
Essentially. No, because you get to fuck with us back. No.
I mean, the deal with the warp essentially does that too. You just
It
know
does.
you just know up front what it is.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I was tempted, but I thought I could hit a 12.
You're not sure, but it's lingering in the air, so you feel like it might be something in the room. You don't feel like there's necessarily a trail to follow out of the building.
So I'm just gonna kind of start walking around the room, see if I get any stronger hits of it
Okay.
anywhere.
Something
But
here.
You're watching Bernard and Luna
There's two stacks.
both like sniff around basically right now.
No one move. If I have 10 minutes, I would like to take 10 minutes instead of...
You sure can. Most people are frozen in shock. There are some people that start moving, but nobody seems to be like running away from the situation.
And during this, I'll get like quick statements of what people remember, like independently of each other, and then bust out my feature.
Yeah, it's a pretty good feature.
The clue finder. So I do a study roll, which will count as a 16 without rolling, for studying the scene for 10 minutes.
that's fucking solid.
So, utilizing that and the hints that the wolves' noses give you, you do end up finding what appears to be a strange substance in her sherry glass. There's kind of like a particulate in the liquid that's hard to notice.
And
And
is this what's giving off the smell? I'll just hold it down to take a quick whiff.
It's very strong there.
I will take that as a yes. Where's the bottle that this came from?
Clarice nods and she runs back to the bar and she comes back with like a half full sherry bottle and she hands it to you. Esmeralda has it brought in for her specifically.
Well, if it's specifically hers, I'll uncork it. Is it in the bottle as well, Bernard?
I'll hesitantly go up and smell the bottle.
It smells bad. Sour. Stings the nostrils.
8 seconds
And
of my
this was
cooldowns.
brought in specifically for her. Who would want to kill Esmeralda?
Upsetty spaghetti.
Clarice stutters, and then you see, standing a little bit back by the bar, you see Bartleby shrug and say, she knew people all over the city, so difficult to say, at least from my perspective.
New faces that have come to see her recently. Who brings in the bottle?
Just a goods transporter. I honestly can't remember his name. Clarice. She turns and she looks back and she says, I think his name might be Vitoli? I'm not sure where he lives in the Shard, but he brings by some other things, and she had caught his eye at one point and asked specifically for that. So he always brought it and stocked it. She would give us a little extra for making sure it was in.
What was the delivery guy's name again? Vitoli?
Vitoli.
Can I kind of read him as he's going through this process to see if I can, if I can get any indication that, maybe he's lying and he might have been...
Make an insight roll. Target number is 6.
6. Let's see. Insight is
This is
not
for
as good
Clarice as well.
perception. 2d6, Chris. What do you think? I think I can hit 6. I'll live to
Thank
eat
you,
those
got
words,
it.
but I think I can hit 6. I live to eat them. 5.
5. They
I
seem to
really
be
do
being
suck at
honest to you.
RNG. We do suck at RNG.
Do you remember when they came by?
I mean, I think that... Well, she hadn't been here for a few days. Maybe that bottle got dropped off 3 or 4 days ago? I really don't know what to do. He seems to be more absorbed in the fact that she's been murdered, like now at this moment. With the riots going on outside, there's no... Well, I mean, there's one constabulary who can... And he motions back towards the drunk constable who's, like, rocking on the bar right now. Doesn't seem to
Yes.
have total focus on what's going on.
I'm sure he would be more than happy to puke all over your floors.
Yeah, well, you know... I've met less useful constables. Sadly.
Well, I think we need to figure out what exactly was given to her.
Yeah, agreed. You probably need to find somebody who knows more about that kind of stuff than I do. I just know how to mix drinks.
Well, I wasn't asking you to figure it out.
Oh, good. Good, because I wouldn't have figured it out.
Question. If I were to turn back into a human and describe the way it smelt to you, would Philium be knowledgeable enough on, like I know you said you want to make, like, a Sherlock Holmes-esque character. That seems like something you would be able to get from him, but I don't know.
I mean,
know
the smell,
how
he
that
can smell it
translates.
too, he just doesn't smell it as strongly as you do. You could try to make, like, a natural sciences check on the particulates and the smell, Philium, if you want.
Yeah. I'll
Target
try
number
that.
would be 10.
I think I will use a momentum.
Do it.
Very well. That takes it down to 7, and it gives me a moment.
You said natural science?
Yep.
Really?
Oh, well, I got a 12.
Well, there you go. Based upon the smell and the way, specifically the way it has kind of a distinctive sour or bitter odor, you would not be surprised if this was poisoned with something akin of like a strychnine.
Ah. That would do it.
Use everything.
It's quite a potent poison.
Definitely spelled strychnine wrong.
Yeah, strychnine has been around, for like 70 years at this point.
With my knowledge of the city, would I know where one could get some?
Well, it's not an illegal substance. It's probably something that somebody who deals with botany or the creation of drugs and medicines would most easily get their hands on. You know that it comes from the seeds of a tree. So, like at its most base form. But that... I mean, even in the Shard alone, there's a bunch of locations that meet those standards.
Get.
Say, without a network of people, it would probably be quite difficult to locate exactly where this came from. Any number of people could have procured this. It does narrow it down to somebody who knows their plants, though.
One of the citizens is watching you as you're kind of just saying all this and like looking at the wolves. Are you talking to the wolves?
Yes, I am. Well, I'm speaking to that one, I'd probably point to Luna.
Luna sits down and then just starts like doing like the classic like scratching the back of the ear. Oh,
Or is it that
okay,
way?
okay. You just keep going. I'm sure it's fine, bud.
Well, they're not always a wolf. I'm sure you think I'm crazy. It's fine.
Did you still need all of us to stand here, or?
Oh no, that was just for gathering the information. I think I'm good now.
They start to slowly disperse.
Unless you know a botanist.
I mean, my wife buys laudanum here in the Shard.
That was entirely unhelpful. You may leave.
Wanker. He turns and walks away. They start to disperse.
Well, Bernard, Luna. Fancy a jaunt through the city in midst of a riot? I smell a case.
I'll turn back into my human form and go. Yes, ready when you. I'll probably come up behind you because you're probably looking at Luna in the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just come up behind you, tap you on the shoulder. Yes, William, I believe we are good to go.
How am I always picking the wrong one?
I don't know. We don't even really look that alike.
Luna.
Sometimes I question if the cocaine rattles your brains a little bit.
Luna rolls on her back.
Well, I can certainly tell you apart now. Let's go.
I would hope so.
All right. The two of you are. There's nothing else you want to do in the tavern?
I would like to collect our pay from
Bartleby? Sure.
Before we go.
I'm too distracted by new prospects of a case.
That's why I'm keeping us grounded.
He'll give you each 10 demarks.
Are the demarks the bigger ones or the smaller
Yeah, I
ones?
think they're the bigger ones.
Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't 100% sure.
I thought there was a dock for that.
There is. I just couldn't find it when I was looking a second ago. I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
I think it's. Oh, I think I never actually made the dock. I just started it. That's why. Okay. I'll have to finish that dock. Yeah. As you guys head up, you enter a city that is on fire. It's not the whole city, but there's definitely been several attacks in the Shard. Just based upon your wider knowledge of the area around you, you can tell that a lot of them are like government buildings and constabulary sites. As that flame ignites and the cold of the night is metered by the fires of the riots, both of you kind of inherently can tell this first case, well, it's going to be a long night. And then you start down the cobblestone. Go ahead and make perception rolls tests for me. This is against a target number of 12.
You know, this is like the best chance of hitting that target number for all the skills and attribute
3.
combos I got. 9. Hey, together we hit it.
It was a group perception, right?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't. Crowds rush by as you guys wind the first corner of the road. Some shops are being looted. some other just ancillary sites are being looted at this point because there's bad actors out, not just the rioters and the protesters. And ahead of you, you guys see the closest constable's office on fire. Several dead bodies littering the courtyard. Assessing where this has gotten to already, both of you would be fairly certain, based upon the time you spent in the city, that it's only going to get so violent before, like, higher powers come down and start to retake control of the streets. And if the upper city has to send, like, military into the lower city, you don't want to be on the street when that happens. Because they're probably not going to be able to tell you apart from the rioters, and they're just going to be taking people out when it gets that bad. It's not a lot of rights at this time. We're not quite to the 19th century yet. As you guys are wrapping around and getting ready to head into the city itself, you hear some shouting behind you. And you see Clarice running from the edge where the tavern entrance was towards all of you.
Well, I say it's quite safer inside.
She'll nod. We decided to move Esmeralda's body, and we found something.
Oh, what was that?
It's this. She reaches into her little pouch, and she pulls out an object, and she hands it to you. It's this strange scarlet letter.
Have you looked
This
at
guy?
it?
I didn't want to open it. Should I give it to the constables?
The constables are otherwise occupied. I will take it.
She'll hand it to you. I'm gonna get back inside.
Yes.
And then, yeah, she just turns around and runs off. And as you move to open the letter, I think that's where we should stop. Because that's going to be whatever clue drives you guys forward. And I've got to make that.
The Scarlet Letter.
Case 1, the Scarlet Letter.